My name's Brittany and I did my placement at Chester Blue Coats Primary School, and I thought before I went there the kids were going to be very posh and well behaved, but they were very similar to the students that we have in Australia. Something I found different was that the students got changed in the classroom for PE together, whereas in Australia we just get changed at home and go to school in our PE uniform. Um, in the classroom I was in, they had 3 buckets. One was red, one was yellow, and one was green. And the students put their work in the buckets how they thought their lesson went. So red would be they thought they didn't do so well. Yellow was they were kind of in the middle about how they felt about the lesson, and green was they felt good about the lesson. So when the teacher went to mark it, they knew who to see first and who needed help. Overall, I really enjoyed it and I would definitely go back again.
So I'm Brendan. I did my placement at Upton Heath Primary School last year. I really enjoyed the placement. I suppose before we actually did our placement, it was pretty nerve-wracking because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if their education system would be similar to ours or if it would be a lot more structured and disciplined. I think in hindsight, looking back, it was very similar to the Australian system. They were probably a lot more structured and disciplined though, and I was particularly interested in their discipline system. So what they do is they have a chart with all the students' names on it. They all start with a green card, and if any of the kids get a first warning, they get a yellow card put into their pigeonhole, and if they get a second warning, they get a red card and they get sent out of the classroom and into the principal's office. And I found that really good as a method of discipline, and all the different classes use that really well. I found the curriculum really structured. Every classroom was doing the same thing at the same time. They were really synchronised. I found that a good thing because you couldn't afford to go off topic, and the teachers and the students were able to know where they were at and what they needed to be done. Overall, I had a really good time. Got to experience different year levels, different experiences, and I'd definitely do it again.
Hi, my name's Shay. I did my placement at Upton Heath in Chester. Before going to Chester, I thought that the culture would be a lot like ours and that the schools would be a lot more strict. I thought that there would be a lot more structure in their schools compared to the Australian schools. Something I found amazing while I was there was how well behaved all the children were and how high their literacy skills were compared to Australian students. The students' handwriting was almost perfect, and I think this is because they are still using pen and paper more in their classrooms compared to Australian schools that use ITC a lot. I absolutely loved my placement and would highly recommend going to Chester for anyone who wants to do international placement.
My name's Steve and I did my placement at Upton Heath Primary School. I had preconceptions that the schooling system in the UK was going to be incredibly strict, but I found out the teachers and staff were quite relaxed. One thing I noticed about the classroom was how tight the structure was throughout the day. I found this most noticeable when there were no classroom bells throughout the school at all during the day. It seems without any help of bells, every student knew where they needed to be at what particular time throughout the day. Upton Heath also had a forest school connected to the back of their playground. Students would take part in activities based around the topic areas of the individual year groups, where the children would learn new skills, including firelighting, knot tying, dam building, trail finding, and playing games in the outdoors. At Upton Heath, the students sat around the fire and read stories about the environment, drinking hot chocolate and marshmallows, while playing with the bush, learning about the importance of teamwork, communication, and social skills.